Kevin.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Boys Gone Wild. I'm here with my co-host Andrew Cohen. So Andrew,
Yes.
so
Thank
Andrew,
you for having me. Yeah.
I'm glad that you actually can make it down to the show today because you had that funny story, didn't you, about on your way to work here today?
I did indeed. Yes. The funny thing is about when I was walking here, was that I was accosted actually by two young gentlemen.
Yep.
And they said, "Give me your wallet."
This is gonna be good.
They said, "Give me your wallet."
What did you say?
I said, "Okay, please don't hurt me."
Yeah.
And I did. I gave them my wallet, and then they ran off.
And that's all we have time for.
Oh,
Thank you
for
very
listening.
much. I'm worried that because by far the most popular thing we've done is that sketch, that's going to be the closest we have to catchphrases.
Yeah.
Would be I'm fat and gay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
If you get
With
accosted,
people shouting us in the street.
people shouting I'm gay.
I'm gay.
To be honest, that actually sounds pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, for some reason, I can never remember any of the lines of it now.
No.
We've just done it for an hour and a half.
Yes, we have back to back. It feels it's now too second nature. I feel doing these ones. It really just can flow out of us. Just
Well, it's amusing because it's thinly veiled as a sketch, but it's actually everything we believe wholeheartedly.
I only took it as a sketch when people started
Saying,
laughing.
"Ha!" It was weird because although we are the comedy duo and have post comedy all the time, we thought before we started the sketch we'd take a break and do something serious.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to talk about how fat and gay Britain's becoming,
And it is
the pandemic of Britain.
and it's a shame that people have taken it completely the wrong way.
Yeah, I was actually really nervous before posting because I'm like, this is the first serious post.
Serious thing we've done, and it's like putting ourselves out there in a sincere way.
Yeah, I'm ready to move into sort of
It's
more
scary.
political. Yeah,
But it
space.
seems we've gone so far into the comedy aspect
Yeah.
that people can't take us seriously.
Exactly, for sure. So winter is drawing to a close. Do you
Is
have
it?
it? Yeah.
When does it stop?
Around my birthday, so about March 21st, mid-March, I'd say it stops. Well, technically, it probably stops at the end of Feb.
Yeah, that's what it
So-
seems like.
So it's like a week.
It's getting brighter.
It's getting brighter. As you know, I like to check in on when the seasons start shifting.
Yeah,
there's
and
a
it's
lot of shifting tides.
The only ever time I talk about seasons is when I'm sitting in this chair.
It's true.
Because I don't think about it independently. Nor do I have any idea when it's changing. Without you, I think
It's just an
we
endless.
just all roll into one, which is kind of what it does do anyway.
Arguably,
Well, it's
there's a
season.
huge argument to be had.
Well, I mean, it does.
The big debate.
The big
on
debate.
Sky Sports.
Our seasons-
Jamie Carragher.
Our season's no longer relevant. It's a question are
There's something in that,
are we too
actually.
obsessed with seasons?
Could you do a Gary Neville, Jimmy Carragher, the big debate, but about?
Should we still have seasons? But then people would think it was football seasons.
This is the complexity of trying to come up with new ideas.
No,
Everything's been done.
It's really, really tough.
It's really, really hard.
No, I think what's next? Don't tell me.
This is crazy.
I know I'm such
This
a
is
fucking. I know
Yeah.
I'm a dickhead. It's the worst thing in the world.
You're a knob jockey.
A knob jockey.
What? How many
Autumn,
seasons are
yeah,
there?
Autumn.
No. Oh my God, Andrew.
Autumn.
That's so...
It's autumn. Isn't it?
Andrew,
It's awesome.
Christ!
Don't
Have
try.
another go.
Don't try and tell me. Are you in the conspiracy as well that spring comes before autumn?
That is. Was that genuine?
No.
Yeah. Was it not genuine?
Not genuine at all.
It was genuine, was
Completely
it? That's absolutely
A complete
mental.
and utter joke.
That is absolutely mental.
Is spring next?
Spring is
But
sprung.
isn't spring meant to be like, woo, like fruitier,
Yeah, no, but that's
a bit
spring.
brighter?
It was spring is when
So
it's,
then does
it's
it get
the brightening
shit again
up.
before summer? Is autumn bad?
It goes
It's like a
cold,
fucking year
cold
two lesson.
dark winters.
Cold,
then
right?
it-
Cold
then
and dark. That's winter.
Cold and dark winters. All the things are dead on the trees. January,
and inside us.
December, February. We're in winter now.
Yeah,
And then it starts brightening up. It
Sure.
starts the rabbits start breeding.
you've lost me.
The flowers start blooming. Everything bursts into life. It's the
Yeah.
mating season.
And that's
It's
spring.
It's spring. It's Easter.
Spring has sprung.
Yeah, spring has sprung.
And
you
when
know.
does autumn
And
start?
then summer comes in, just the pure heat of it.
Wait,
That's just the
autumn's
height of
after
summer.
That's where
And
I've
then,
got confused.
then
Summer's
autumn,
after autumn.
then after the heat
Autumn's
of
after
summer,
summer.
the leaves start to die. And for 2 weeks, as I've said on this podcast
Oh.
many times, it
Yeah.
becomes really quite beautiful, and
Yeah,
then it gets nasty.
So autumn, if I was to take a wild stab in the dark here, would be from September
yeah,
to early November.
sure. I mean, I found this. I think this winter's been was a lot less tough than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
How did you find this winter?
I don't categorize things into seasons. I didn't have any predictions for how.
I think it's because my mum's like a character from an Enid Blyton
We are
novel.
two massively contradictory people. We're definitely on the other ridiculous end of the spectrum of seasons here, because I do not think about them or even understand the order that they go in, and you constantly talk about it.
Well, yes, because I think it's just because that's kind of from my mum, because she is like a sort of quaint character from an Enid Blyton novel. I feel.
Yep.
You know.
Therefore, you're obsessed with seasons.
Well, it's just that sort of stuff comes into me, and she'll notice a lot of the things she talks about is
I see that.
You know, the starlings are in flight. You know, and
Yeah,
she'll notice things out, and she'll point out things are blue. She's a country girl.
Is she another? Could she be a spring lady?
I thought you were about to say, is she autistic?
No. No, it wasn't. No, I wouldn't.
Is she
autistic? I mean, I don't know. No, she's
no,
not.
she's wildly autistic. Yeah.
No, is she a spring woman?
Well, yes. She actually her favourite weather is really crisp.
I wasn't asking what her favourite was.
Where she was born.
What best encapsulates her?
I would probably say,
because I'd put her in spring. I imagine loads of leaves sticking out. There.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good shout. I'd say spring, or really crispy, cold winter days. Not windy or raining. You know, when it's all nice and crisp, and the grass was all crunchy under your feet.
Sure, I can see a crunchiness of grass. Yeah, bare feet.
Exactly. But spring, you know, it's coming round. The days are getting lighter, and I feel for one, it's gone quicker than I thought it normally does.
Well,
I know this doesn't. Yeah. Because we had a couple of dark winters. Well, one dark winter here over COVID, and then this one, it's like it's already coming back, or I've lost conception of time.
I think, like, my conception of time, and it frustrates me every year. This is the period where I get fed up of celebrations, because it goes Christmas, and then it's my mum and my dad's birthday, which are both in January, 3 days apart. Then it's fucking Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Then it's Adam's birthday. Then my sister's birthday, your birthday in March.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, when is this ever going to stop?
It's true. I mean,
Pancake Day's in there as well, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Shrove Tuesday?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not
I have to fucking get my shroves out.
Wait.
And then Ash Wednesday straight afterwards. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, I don't want to go, I don't want to repent that quickly.
Exactly.
Wait, when is...
Easter Sunday, Shrove Tuesday, Ash Wednesday.
When
fucking
is Shrove
put it all
Tuesday?
into one...
Put it all into one day.
Yeah.
I honestly think everyone should celebrate everything in one day.
Easter is the season of mild holidays.
Yeah.
It's that period.
But
that's when Pancake Day comes in.
Too many birthdays.
I would say an argument, either birthday every 5 years, or I wouldn't be against having no birthdays. How do you feel about that? It's a bit of a controversial statement.
It's hella controversial.
But I find it very stressful if you have a wide net of people you know. Annoyingly, especially those people who are on the edges of you need to care. It's just a lot, because it's gonna be like every...
Well, you say that. How many people do you actually get presents for?
Not presents, but having to acknowledge it, there being their special day, having any sort of...
It is, because I do laugh at this, because I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's laborious. And maybe even tiresome.
Yeah. And I don't love my birthday, so I feel having to help other people out on their birthday 30% of the year feels like it's not a payoff when it's like finally my time to come.
I do feel like that, but then I've got better at now, just doing it. Like, you wake up and see it's someone's birthday and just send that message, and then you realise how little energy it takes. It takes about
but then they
5
might respond.
seconds. And then
fucking hell.
No, you've got to do something that is like a closer.
Yeah.
Well, I just did that.
I think we should stop being friends.
Yeah.
No, full stop.
Happy birthday. Well, let's celebrate this one as your last as friends.
I would posit the claim now that
posit alert.
I don't know, for example, off the top of my head.
For example.
This is actually unlinked to the Russia-Ukraine thing, but when Stalin was organising a genocide of Ukraine by systematically starving the population so he could Russify.
You don't need to tell me twice.
Do you think the people there in the bleak, the 6 million people died, in the bleakness?
It's a lot of birthdays.
Yeah. It's more. Do you think do they celebrate birthdays?
Yeah.
Do you think?
I think it's like their one kind of light in the darkness.
Maybe. Part of me feels like it is a bit of it's a bit of Western decadence is how I see B-Days.
But I think the ones being killed by Stalin weren't too worried about Western decadence. Do you know
Yeah,
what
but
I
I
mean?
feel they also weren't too worried about birthdays.
It depends, because I think there's a bit of a. I think what we stumbled across here is a spectrum.
Another one.
How bleak does your situation need to be that you don't celebrate a birthday? Because there's the point where you have too much on your plate. Like if you're trying to actively avoid being murdered, you won't take the time to celebrate your birthday. But I think if you're like on death row, or you're about to be executed, of course you celebrate your birthday. I think it's to do with busyness.
Wait, so you're on death row. You're about to be executed.
I'm celebrating my birthday. I'm turning 26, man.
So it's not going to be you get the last supper thing.
It's not that.
It's not on that.
But
day.
you've got to take every day as your
So
last.
you're in your cell.
On death row, there's no better time to take every day. as
Yeah,
your last.
that's okay. That's fair. It starts becoming a bit null and void, seeing as you're in a cell.
Well, I didn't say the celebrations would be good. It would just
So
have to mark.
You're on the Green Mile. You're going to be executed
Yeah.
in the next 4 days. It's 4 days off.
How are you celebrating?
You're turning 26.
I'm turning 26. I've weirdly skipped a year.
Yeah,
I don't know
sure.
why I said
Just 'cause
26.
you'll
Because I'll
it'll
give me
take
a year to get into prison.
The trial and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
It'll take a while.
It takes a while.
So
yeah.
how are you celebrating?
Am I in a solitary
the
cell?
big 2-6? Yeah, it's death row.
I don't know. I wouldn't smear as much shit on my wall as I have done for the previous 364 days.
You've got to make a note of it. And it's like, they'll be like,
Well, you could smear more shit on your wall then. And then write happy birthday in it. And sing to yourself.
I think that's how you got to go.
I think that's how
you
you
got to
gotta
just go
go.
full mental.
You got to go
just
full
sing
mental.
happy birthday, just freak out the guards a little
Do
bit.
you have any different ideas of how to celebrate a birthday in solitary confinement?
Admittedly,
Admittedly, the tools are minimal.
I think I'll just keep going. Like every time the guard brought food, I'll be like, it's my birthday. I'll just be constantly like sort of keep bringing it up. Yeah, I guess this is like
Awkward.
birthdays. I'm like 26.
Kind of a piggy.
It's a big one. just treating them like they're your close friend.
Or you could pretend to be excited and then disappointed, thinking that every time a guard comes in, they're bringing you like a present.
Yeah, or you could be like,
that's not is. Oh,
or you could not tell them it's your birthday, but like keep giving hints, like, is it
any
a big day?
Any plans later? Any special meals or anything?
Try and wait for them to take
No,
the
just a
hint.
normal day, isn't it? Just a normal day. But that's birthdays. And speaking of birthdays,
Go on.
Napping. I'm too tired to bother to leave.
Yeah.
Napping. I have become a napper.
You used to nap at uni.
Infrequently.
Yeah.
I've become a serial napper.
Okay.
Maybe. Like I nap now on almost every weekday.
Yeah.
Now to the point where I actually if you went on my Google searches, the history would go, is it okay to nap every day? Because I was like, is this good or bad? I was like, is it good to nap? Is it bad?
You want the validation. It's clearly going to be something.
Yeah, it's got to be
gotta
one
be
or
good.
the other.
Yeah.
It's got to be like terrible or okay. It's never going to be amazing for you, but it's like it'll either be like fine, yeah, that's pretty good.
Great.
Or
Just
you are
like-
literally destroying your life.
You're going to be 47 and just drop down
Yeah,
dead
just
because you napped
all
so
the naps.
You nap.
And I think the way I justify it is it's like it's a siesta, isn't it? And it's like there's many
it's
there's
cultural.
cultures that do this, and I get it. I get it, and I do.
Would you be into siesta culture?
The thing is, because
The
I work,
siesta is arguably the opposite of English culture.
Yeah.
Which is that you take a 2-hour break in the middle of the day because it's too hot, and you just take 2 hours, just knock it out.
there's a lot of me in siesta culture, but there's also I'm not all in it. There's a bit there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, so I think the difference between my current practice of napping and siesta culture is that I work from home, and
Famously.
famously so. No one's asked me to. And it's easy. I'll be working in the living room, and I'll think, hey, let's give yourself a proper lunch break.
Yeah.
Let's not sit where you've been working. Pop yourself into bed.
You go into bed?
Get under the covers.
Actually, I've caught you napping quite a lot. Yeah.
You've caught me napping.
Caught you.
What the fuck have
Well,
you
I've
been?
jumped in with the net raised, and I'm like,
Oh yeah. Oh, for God's
he's
sake.
napping again.
He's
yeah.
napping. And I'll pop into bed under the covers, put on the TV show, and I'm watching or whatever. And every time I think like, you're probably not going to nap this time, and every time I do.
Every time. And
Every
do
time.
you nail it every time? Because obviously, when you wake up and it's
Yeah.
dried your throat out, and it feels
No.
it feels like genuine.
Well,
It's just the worst feeling.
The thing that I have really aggressively after a nap is I just want to eat chocolate. I'm aware I'm sounding like a 7-year-old child, but like I have
Would
mad
you
sugar
want like
cravings.
chocolate milk or something?
Yeah, I want but I want to chew. Like the best thing you can have is a cookie. Like post nap, I get mad sugar cravings, and I had cookies in once, and I got some cookies in, and they all went. I thought I might have
You
them.
should get a napping costume, like a sort of fuzzy onesie with like little bear ears.
Well, maybe. Yeah, I sleep quite hot actually, so I have to be in my pants. It's weird being asleep in your pants in the middle of the day, in the middle of the working day.
I'm probably not even up at this point. I don't
no,
know
you're not actually. No, I don't think
you're having your second sleep. I haven't finished my first.
It's greedy.
It is.
But no, I have. Yeah, so I wake up and I have.
Is this a lunch nap then?
Yeah, lunch break nap.
When are you eating?
Before.
Okay.
I'll eat lunch if I'm starting work early.
So you yeet a meal down.
Yes, I wouldn't yeet it.
You just fucking yeet it down.
Yeah, I would yeet it. Yeah.
So you got an hour.
I've got an hour.
What division?
I'll eat lunch during work.
Yeah.
So I'll eat and work.
Efficient.
Yeah. That's why they call me the Slayer. The financial crime Slayer. It's not yet caught on. I'll put it in my Slap profile.
Yeah. Napping and cookies.
Napping and cookies. Hilariously, there's a weekly award for Star of the Week at where I work, and I was awarded it this week.
Were you?
And
were you Star of the Week this week?
But it happened when I should have been on shit. Thank you for
guys. Can we get? I want in the comments. I want a lot of round of applause for Andrew finally getting started.
My hard work's finally paying.
How have you had many Star of the Weeks, or is this quite a new concept?
It's quite a new concept, so it's maybe only the 4th Star of the Week. And they announced it. Like I was meant to be, I'd finished my lunch break at that point, and they announced it, and I got loads of you get the messages and stuff. But I was actually asleep when I was announced Star of the Week, even though I was meant to be working. But no, so I get it's gone well for me because you wake up and like I think it does. It wakes you because I haven't napped today because I've had to fucking shoot this sketch.
Yeah, and
I can feel it.
Yeah,
but I think that's also because I've become accustomed to the nap. I won't nap on a weekend.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah, no, it's just Saturday. Well, disco napping, I guess.
Disco nap.
Yeah.
No.
Disco nap is a great. I like that. I like when people say disco nap for some reason.
I've never heard it.
You never heard of it?
I think I have, but I don't know
do you know what disco
context.
Nap? A disco nap is having a quick snooze before going out.
Okay, yeah.
But I just think the two words together.
I tend to not like that in some ways.
Well, I just don't nap at all.
Yeah.
I'm just constant.
Which might be the way to do it.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I'm not sure how many people nap.
Yeah.
It's not a very UK culture thing.
No.
And I would like to.
It's an old person thing.
It is.
Yeah. I guess it's not like the coolest young person thing to get.
No, it's not. Well, it's because it's an hour.
You could be the face of napping.
If I worked outside,
you could make napping cool.
Yeah. Come and have a nap, kids.
No, it's not good.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys know what's happening with it.
Yeah.
Whether there's any long-term health drawbacks.
Yeah.
But it seems.
Or
to
let
be
us
working.
know if there's any, if you guys know, because there's a lot of fucking.
If anyone's naps a lot,
boffins in the comments.
A lot of boffins. Too many boffins.
No, I think that the nap is just hard to get right. Do you ever fuck it? You know, the waking up like. Oh.
Well, sometimes I don't ever get night sweats.
Yeah.
But if I was to ever sweat a lot, it would be during a nap.
Sure.
So sometimes
but
I
you've
have
probably
woken
just
up quite sweaty.
like 3 ham and cheese and mustard sandwiches.
I resent that.
You've just probably just fired them into your face.
Shoveled them in.
And you put so much mustard on your nose.
I'm running. My eyes are in tears. I wake up all red.
And then you're napping. Wake up, cocaine.
Okay. But
Star of the
does
week.
no one else? Star of the week. Oh, thank you. Does no one else? Do you not get like sugar craving? Oh, you don't nap enough.
I'm addicted to sugar anyway. It's a constant thing. I don't have.
Do you? You're constant, yeah.
I just eat a lot of sugar.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've not eaten much. I used to be a big sugar boy.
Yeah, I used to like your.
I'm not a sugar boy anymore.
Sweet treats. No, I need a little. I'll probably have to replace it with something at some point because I am getting fatter. It is slowly happening. It's funny because we saw a friend of ours over the weekend, and he's obsessed with the male physique and only describes people as specimens or physicality. It's this bizarre.
And they're very dense words that have multi-layered.
Yeah, meanings. And exactly. He calls people a beast, a specimen, but that can mean intellectually.
Yeah.
And he'll judge people. I'll ask ask him what he thinks of someone, and it'll be about his 0 to 60. It'll be about It would be about his body mass index.
Yeah,
it would be about
his
how
wingspan.
yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
But then, immediately he felt my arse and could see. And no one's actively noticed because it's not noticeable apart from to the trained eye.
He does feel bums a lot. Though,
He
as
felt
well.
one. He's like, there's a lot more because he's
a lot more lard.
he hadn't met me for like
Did he
I
call
don't
you
know,
out on lard?
4 months. Yeah, but sort of more in a scientific way, saying like, there's something.
There's more substance.
But he just had such a clear memory of what it used to be like, even though he hadn't squeezed my ass for about 4 months.
Mental when you put it into that.
And then he was meeting you like, there's a lot more give.
Jesus Christ.
You also have got into exercise. I don't know if that's at all. Well, you haven't really got into
I haven't
exercise.
got into
You've
exercise.
done
I've went
it
on my
once,
first
which
run.
is so that could be one of the close to a record for you for how long
Yes,
you've got
no,
that
of course
exercise.
it's a record. It's definitely a record. Well, I mean, uni was a long time.
Yeah, I mean that's You do take the biscuit when it comes. Is
Sure.
that the
No.
take the biscuit does not
No, it
sound.
doesn't quite work. No, I think I did a little bit at uni, but not much. But no, it's been a record for the lack of physical exercise.
What
I've
is
done.
it? 2 years? 2.5?
No.
2 years?
I think it's one, and I did some running when I was back at home.
Yeah.
How long have we been here for? A year, and it's about how long I've been. Yes. No, actually.
Right, a year and 6 months.
I was doing stuff when the pandemic started.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
So at the start of the pandemic was the last time I did some exercise. Pretty
okay,
much.
so it's been.
Other than drumming,
It's like
there's
year.
some exercise.
Yeah, there's
in
some in that. Yeah.
there. Not loads.
Yeah.
But enough.
So you got running shoes for Christmas. You went
Yeah.
out, did a run. How
Got
was
on,
it?
strapped my boots on,
Yeah.
put some tunes on.
Was it like?
Got one of those apps,
Was it like
and essentially died in a park.
when you have to deep clean your kitchen and you just know there's a lot of shit
But
that
the
you
kitchen's my lungs.
sort of, yeah. Because there's service level stuff, but then it's like there's like a job or like something where you're like there's been something building up under there,
Yeah.
and it's like when you do a deep clean, you take a look
Spring
at what
cleaning.
spring clean exactly.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
No, it was. Now I don't know if this is an excuse or not, and that's what I need to find out on my next.
It
run.
seems like you've got a lot of research that you need to do.
I have so much. Can I nap? And the next one, which I'll say now. It was tough, mostly actually on the lungs rather than anything else. Now it was like
Are you thinking of getting an iron lung?
yeah, it was. I looked into it when I came. That's the research I needed to do. Yeah, I looked into it when I
Guys,
came back.
I need an iron
Iron
lung.
lung. Isn't that when you're literally just
It's these giant, you're
Lying
in this
down.
giant thing.
when people
You're-
literally can't breathe for themselves?
Yeah, you got your head out, and it like sort of creates like an anti-gravity sort of
Yeah,
chamber
yeah.
where
So
there's
it
no pressure. on you.
Compresses and decompresses
Yeah, there's-
to allow your lungs to breathe.
Exactly. I think there's just no pressure, so it's just has complete space.
Well, yeah, I've considered. It would be quite. It's quite a drastic lifestyle change for going on one run, feeling a bit out of breath, and then immediately entering into an iron lung for the rest of my life. But it's not something I'm against. We'll consider it. But I've recently had COVID, so
For the first time.
for the first time,
Yeah.
probably was. And there's a big because I've still got a bit of like mucus and stuff that's
Yeah.
kind of staying there,
Sure.
and I think it might because I was felt all right in my body and in my heart and stuff.
In
It
my
was-
soul.
Yeah, the brain was all of that stuff was fine, and then it was more the breathlessness. So it could well be partly to do with some longer
COVID. I definitely found myself
in the
finding it hard.
breathlessness.
Yeah.
So I need to go on another one. Unfortunately, I was going to go on another run on Monday, but I pulled other muscles of mine from having sex, which is always tough. The glutes. I've been walking around on Monday and on Sunday and Monday, and
So was that more
it feels like
painful than the run?
Someone's been grabbing my ass.
But you know, you have acrobatic sex regularly. So I don't know why is it this time? Is it the mixture of running and
I think so.
It was a long Cirque du Soleil style.
Cirque du Soleil style. You would be astonished how much I can integrate a trapeze into sex.
You do get very
Well, the
creative.
sex swim.
You're very creative. You know, it's
Yes.
like it is where it's you know your
I really
room's a
express
mess.
myself on the page.
There's a lot of things that you don't care about. But when it comes to sex, it's like
Well, it's time to
let's
really
plan
be-
this out. You're kind of, sort of like a gay interior designer, sort
Yes.
of like we're gonna have
Now we'll put your foot up there, and I'm gonna hang from the ceiling.
Everything else, you're a grotty, dirty straight guy. But when it comes to sex,
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
you're like everything has to be perfect. I'm not doing this. That's what
Yeah,
you.
whoa.
That's you watching porn.
Yeah.
Not this.
That's me looking at missionary.
That's like
This? No.
This is like someone going around a house going, whatever this is, I don't want this for our
No,
house.
this is not this. I will not be having this. I suppose.
What
so.
move?
Or it's just.
What move were you doing?
I don't think it's
Were you
that.
doing-
No, it wasn't. It was more just sustained. I was gonna say like I went along with that for the joke, but to be honest, it's more just like war of attrition.
Oh,
It's not exactly flamboyant.
It wasn't you whipping out special moves.
No.
You went double press
Well,
X,
I
square,
just-
triangle.
Like not in rhythm at all. No, it was just more the longevity of it. So like
Yeah.
my groin and then my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
It has
Freeze
felt,
thaw erosion.
it felt like
sort of
someone
stuff.
has been grabbing on them for the whole 2
What?
days.
Just because the muscle fibers?
They've gone.
Because you've been tensing your ass when you're going away at it like a little terrier dog.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's
That's-
sort of like.
Well, because and then if you're gonna get some good motion, in it, I'm not just backing out in and out of a garage.
It's your stroke. It's like Nadal.
You've gotta-
It's
'cause
just
that- okay,
gotta
maybe
you've got
no-
to have that stroke.
Maybe I do express myself on the page. Actually, I was because I can't say I'm just a terrier going in and out. But so that has meant that like my legs are all good now. It's just like my groin and my buttocks.
Your buttocks, yeah.
My buttocks, my glutes.
Well, that's maybe a bit of exercise.
Yeah,
As
no,
your-
well,
as
well
your-
sex is meant to
your-
be one of the
your-
most exercise-based,
Is it?
like the most calorie-burning thing, yeah. Yeah, because you think how fucking hot and heavy you are.
Yeah.
Like, it's like swimming,
Yeah.
pound for pound.
What?
You know what I mean? It's in like pound for pound.
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 Great
Or-
point. Well made.
For like, if you were going to do 10 minutes of running versus 10 minutes of jogging versus 10 minutes of tennis versus 10 minutes of sex you're going to get the most out of.
That's a great question.
No, it's not a question.
That's an interesting.
It's an answer. I don't know why you're thinking.
Do you think 10 minutes of five-a-side football?
Absolutely sex. It's anaerobic, intense respiration.
Absolutely sex,
Because you're also turned on, so your heart's going quicker. There's all these things, and it's like you're engaging so many parts of your body. Horatio, you're on a trapeze, suspended upside down, with a woman hanging from your thighs.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot. There's so many muscles engaged. No, if you 10 minutes of sex, 100% is more than 10 minutes of football, because that's just jogging. You definitely burn more calories in sex.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Do you wear athleisure in the bedroom now?
Well, it's
Has it reached that
I think it's a necessity.
You put your running shoes on
Just them.
so you can land well,
And-
because you want to be able to land.
Well, this is true. Off the trapeze.
If you're landing on bare feet, then it's just not good for you.
It's not good for me. Yeah, my ceiling's quite high as well, so when I'm doing a handstand, I'm like down, but my hands are glued to the ceiling. You've got to engage a lot of core muscles when your hands are glued to the ceiling. No, what was the question? No, it's a bit like our conversation about male lingerie. I'm thinking about getting some do you remember Skins? Like undershorts.
Yeah, like rug. Well,
Yeah. So skins you can go all the way down, mostly for cold environments.
Yeah.
It'll just cut a hole near your knob.
Near?
Yeah.
It's not even got your. It's just got a little hole near it.
Yeah. So just.
Well,
like
that's near my
just
knob.
a tiny
It's suggestion.
Tiny bit's poking out.
It's the art of
You've
suggestion.
got to leave something to the imagination.
Look, here's a hole near my
It's
knob.
near it. You can see the outline of my knob, but you can't see my knob.
There's a hole that maybe the knob could slip out of.
It could do.
Because it's so near.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's down to the sex.
So have you actually got skins?
No.
Or are you suggesting?
I'm
that's how-
thinking
yeah,
because I think that might support my muscles better.
yeah. You could have one. You could strap up. You know when you. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really
always
know what
strap.
that's for.
You have no idea.
Yeah, I
do you?
don't know.
Shall I
It's
just
just-
tape my fingers together? Just going in a sling. or
Deep
something.
heat.
Look, trust me. You have no idea about you have no idea what's about to happen here. I need to limber up.
That would be terrifying.
Oh my
if
God.
you bring a
You
girl
go back
back
on a one-night
on a
stand?
one-night stand and the guy's deep.
Deep heating. Good lord! Just before.
Mama, me, mama. For some reason,
Yeah.
testing his voice.
Right, you ready? My God, I'd run.
Stretch.
What's the most? Is that the most terrifying thing someone could do just before a one?
Well, there's a lot more terrifying things for sure, but they don't bear thinking about. But I reckon the
amusingly
funniest.
terrifying. Let's not go truly horrible. Sorry, yeah. What's the most horrible thing?
What's the most horrible thing a man could do on a one night stand?
Yeah, let's not go down that route. Let's keep it light.
I think there's a clip coming here.
Yeah.
But yes. Speaking of
sex.
Oh, actually. Buy the fucking bookmarks, cunts. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's it. I went in really hard at that one.
You're taking a different approach.
Is your dad indifferent to you?
Does your mum not care anymore?
Well, I've got the bookmarks for you.
We've got the bookmarks for you.
I've got the bookmarks for you. High quality, bespoke, ethically sourced bookmark.
Show your dad that you're important with a bookmark.
Does your dad think you're not as good as your brother or sister?
Does your dad constantly forget your birthdays?
Well, then
here's the bookmark for you.
You won't need a dad with bookmarks
Bookmark
like
Boys.
this.
Because you can get
Own dad.
You can get male role models on a bookmark, and they even speak to you.
Look at this.
Like your
you
dad
got
would.
Partridge, Ross Geller. You got Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders.
Jeff Goldblum and Brian Potter from
White
Phoenix
got
Nights.
Goodman from Dodgeball. I've got 4 dads. I don't need you, Dad.
Yeah, we don't need our dads anymore.
Bookmark Boys.
Because we are Bookmark Boys.
The
most bespoke quality bookmarks
in the world. Great. I think that was the best one yet. I think Tommy Shelby, who was on the bookmark, Peaky Blinders, that's probably the lamest. I think people who idolise him could
people who idolise Peaky Blinders, like the blokes who go out with pocket watches and tweed suits.
Yeah, could be pushing. It could be pushing Doctor Who fans.
Unfortunately, no. And the reason, I'll tell you the reason why. I think you've got a case for it pushing Doctor Who fans in terms of the fandom, but fundamentally,
there's not the fandom.
Homage to them.
It's not even the
they
fandom.
Look better. They look better.
Because it's not that people are huge fans of it. Because the people who like, they're not nerds who like Peaky Blinders.
But you've got
it's going to be more people who are like, he's a great guy.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like, it's a very laddie thing of being like idolizing this idea of being a tough guy, but also a distinguished gentleman.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like rough and tumble.
Thugs,
if it comes to it, knuckle dusters out, bash, bosh, bish.
Yeah.
You also have a waistcoat.
Tough love, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to crack a few
It's also
eggs.
people who love the fucking that film with 2 Tom Hardys, the Cray Twins one.
Yeah, shit.
That people who like love sharing clips from that and being like fucking, you know. It's that sort. That's another part of the British psyche. Is the sort of idolization of those sort of fellas.
Well, thugs and gangsters. And
they're the people who are sharing images of Tom Hardy or the guy from Peaky Blinders smoking with unrelated quotes that are vaguely about doing it on your own or something. Or like, I've been hurt so many times, I no longer trust anyone.
Which makes them seem very fragile, if you think about it. The toughest blokes are always the most fragile.
Yeah, and it's like it'll be like Tom Hardy smoking a cigar.
Who do you need to fight? You're in a demons, isn't it?
It is.
They're in a demons.
Maybe that's what
people always want to fight. Like
it's the fight.
Look inwards.
Yeah, you need that's why you need the flat hat on, the knuckle dusters, the waistcoat. It's so
ready to go for nothing.
So you're in a demons, man.
No one wants to fight you. You just want to fight everyone. You're the enemy.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
It's true. You're the problem.
You're the problem.
You're the problem. Did you watch the Tinder Swindler?
Yes, I did.
Great. Cool. Next topic.
Next.
But what did you think?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
I was a little bit too long.
Yeah, I was when I first saw the Tinder Swindler, I was like, rolled my eyes. I thought
I only watched it because of you wanted to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because
but it was better than I thought.
It was good. I enjoyed it. But the nature, and it's also been fun sending different women voice messages. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. I'm kind of my card broken and a bit of lost situation.
I like the aggressive ones. It's like, this is not fucking okay.
Oh yeah, you've got to escalate.
This is not fucking. Give me the fucking money.
Once your friends don't take a loan out for you, then you've got to really go.
Yeah, this is not.
What the fuck you playing at? You'll regret this, bitch. You'll make bad mistake here. One move, you're done.
The problem I found was because of the nature of the scams.
Relativity.
So spoiler alert. Because of the fundamental problem of relativity, I didn't quite understand the Tinder Swindler. Because of the nature of the scams and how he how he like got money from one woman, and then he'd like fund the lifestyle of the other, and then he would go to the next like that. Yeah.
Like a sort of pointless Robin Hood.
A Ponzi scheme, I believe,
Oh,
in some
okay.
way. Yeah, sure. Pointless Robin Hood. Yeah, just a thief. But because like they went through 3 women, it was like they're basically saying the same. That it was like it was interesting when you saw that one of them was funding the lifestyle of another for a bit, and then she went there. But then it was like the kind of I know what's happening now. So it was just a bit too long for me.
Yeah.
But no, interesting. I mean,
Oh,
what,
so you mean
what
once-
a
yeah.
fucking monster.
Yeah.
Like that was, as in.
Because there's some people
That
who are
level
like,
of
who are
narcissism
like,
and manipulation is terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Like, just people sold their houses. Some people sold their houses for him. And, like,
So I guess this. I was shocked. I think that a lot of people in certain group chats and stuff who were discussing it were sort of like opening up the debate to being like, is what he did really that bad, considering that they all willingly gave the money and stuff. And they're sort of painting it because it was actually it was very similar to what happened in comedy recently with a comedian who's been on this podcast. The episode's no longer up.
I wasn't on it. It was before my time. I never would have sat in the same room as someone who, what did he do? Something bad.
Anyway, he with both in New York and London, he basically had loads of women who he would lie to get money from.
The comedy con man.
Yeah, a comedy con man. But then I guess even with that, there was a debate about being like, well, all these women, because there was a comment thread with like so many women saying that he'd done very similar things.
They
actively gave it to him.
But that's how scams work.
Yeah, I guess
everyone you don't, unless you're like actually burgling someone.
Did it rile you up because you're a financial crime guy? So you just because it's people like him.
People like him keep me up at night. People like him give me work, to be honest. No, rolls me the heck up. No, it's the whole thing about if they didn't like.
Because when she was calling the bank, that's someone doing a similar job to you.
They're being manipulated.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
No, but I think that's such a dead take.
Yeah.
That they.
No, I agree. I was going
It's
to.
not like they've gone in.
I thought he was going to be more likable for some reason.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be.
Monster.
I thought he was going to be eccentric and sort of like, you can't help but find him a bit like Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, that was what I was about to say. Is
yeah.
I really like con man films and stuff, and seeing the reality behind it, it's like, oh no.
But then he was a nasty little shit.
Yeah,
really.
it's not like Brad Pitt being cheeky.
Yeah,
it's just this man.
He's this
literally
nasty
ruining people's lives, which isn't. No, but that's how it's actually. It's a very common scam called a romance scam, which happens all the time. Not on this level, but it's like lonely people get coerced. Like these girls weren't necessarily lonely,
but they're approaching their 30s, and any woman approaching their 30s,
Were they all Scandinavian?
it's like taking candy from a baby when you're trying to get money off those ladies.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah. It's
You're right. Do you want 10 grand? Yes, please.
Yes, please. Yes, please. So the romance.
Oh
scams.
yeah, all Norwegian sort of.
That was what I was like. Why? And but they were he was meeting
well,
them in London.
I think Norwegian. I dated Norwegian, lovely people. It's a great country, but because it's so great there, and it's a genuine thing,
they're less aware of.
And there is a sort of level of naivety because they're all in Norway. You're all middle class. Yeah. It feels like it's just like this endless suburb.
No one's trying to scam you for millions because everyone's pretty happy.
Exactly.
Themselves.
There's just not that sort of class tension in the same way.
Yeah.
So I think you just would trust people more readily.
Yeah.
And then he's from fucking Israel. There's been a lot. There's layers to this shit.
He's ready. He's planned this for a while. But no, these scams happen every day. It's a regular thing. You find lonely people online, strike up a relationship, and then you suddenly become. They're nowhere near as sophisticated as this one, and nowhere as high value as this one. But you strike up a kind of false relationship, and then they get into some kind of trouble that they just need a bit to bail them out, and then they'll be able to pay them back. And because they've established some false element of trust, then they think everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But like I've seen people's like lose their life savings from it. But I've like the fucking audacity to get people to take out loans. That's mental. They're so fucked. They can't pay. They've got no chance of paying those loans back.
Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I think it's a very dead take to say that they.
No, I agree. I agree. I think I definitely was like the whole way through. I was like how I felt. I was like being fair of how far I could even see myself going.
Yeah.
The loan was where I was like, I don't.
Alone.
I did not see. I don't. I think when you got your billionaire boyfriend who needs money and then forces you to take out a loan.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the whole
not sure
point
I
because
could-
it's the,
yeah.
he created such a complex story,
Yeah.
and I mean it's a genius scam.
He's-
the way he
it's
flies them
unbelievable.
out, and you see the wealth.
But also the stress,
reason why
yeah.
it works is because you see the wealth.
Yeah.
Therefore, why wouldn't this guy who owns his own private jet be able to just pay me back? And clearly, he is in this certain tough situation because of his wealth and because of the diamond industry.
But I mean, it must be the admin involved. It's like
That's your full-time job.
couldn't you? I feel you could make more money. If
Maybe
you
not
put,
more.
Wait, was he making that much?
Yeah, millions and millions and
Millions?
Yeah, he conned them out. With the last fee was like he conned people out of some crazy amount of millions.
Okay, maybe if it's millions,
He
but I'm
owned
just
his own
saying.
jet, man.
Yeah,
Of course, it was millions.
owned,
Yeah,
or was he just?
I think he owned it.
Or
I don't know.
Well,
But it was definitely millions.
It's just the amount of the amount of admin work that goes into that sort of thing, and I just
Of course,
think
it was. One of them got a 250 grand loan for him. Just
yeah,
one of them.
I just feel the stress. It'd be hard to enjoy much of it because it would be like
The
the
stress
stress. It's like people.
Hiding from the authorities, maintaining the
It's
lie
like people
with the
who
women.
regularly cheat on their girlfriends with many
Yeah.
other women. It's like just the stress of it.
Yeah.
Just the constant just wondering what's going to come.
How
with
can
your
you
phone.
actually sit and enjoy any part of life
Yeah.
when you're constantly looking behind your shoulder?
Exactly.
It sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
And just the fact that you've got to consistently maintain this act as well.
Yeah.
And
it's
it takes a proper...
it's a textbook psychopath. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, sociopath, like narcissist.
Yeah.
Probably, psychopath.
Yeah.
Just no disregard, really good at lying
Yeah.
and just constantly maintaining these different complex narratives. Because he'll be messaging two girls, maybe probably more at the same time. And one of them he's already dated and getting them to fund his lifestyle that's
Yeah.
allowing him to date the next girl that he's with, knowing that in a bit she'll block him and then he'll have to then get money from her and then find a new one. It's
Yeah.
that constant cycle of
Just
doing
seems
that.
relentless.
It's mental.
And surely,
Fucking like the only thing in a sense like fair play to the guy because he ran a pretty tight ship for a bit.
He did.
And like Jesus Christ.
well, he's back out, mate.
Yeah, I know.
He's on Instagram.
He's on because they never like actually did him for.
He did like
defrauding
6 months.
people.
Did he? He did like
I think they only got him for like fake passport use and stuff like that.
yeah, and then he's straight back out, and he's completely proclaiming his innocence, and
He's
he's got a
TikToking.
new hotter girlfriend than the other three who are on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
documentary.
But he used to have an actual. I think he actually had a girlfriend running out throughout the documentary girls, like a
Yeah.
consistent one, who was like a model and shit.
yeah,
And then she then dumped him after all of this came out, and then he's just found another model.
yeah.
So I think the models and stuff were living off that lifestyle. So I think they knew what he was doing.
Well, I think part of the scam for the comedian was the wife was involved, and
Is he married?
yeah, with kid,
Oh dear, I didn't know that.
and I think it's just a way of getting income for the.
Jesus Christ, guys!
I think so.
Just work at a startup. Man.
Yeah, it feels like this is a lot.
It's the opposite of me.
What causing financial crimes as opposed
Yeah.
to solving them?
Well, yeah, completely. Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
that's bang on. That's exactly the opposite. Of me.
Well, I guess you could say that to everyone who you're trying to
I
stop.
am the opposite of the Tinder Swindler. Oh no,
but
trying to stop.
yeah, it's sort of like I
You
don't know,
are the opposite of me.
every time you see
Every time I
any
ban
time,
someone's account,
you're like you are the
you
opposite.
are the opposite. of me. Try and get this kind of film narrative going on with it.
But yeah, it just shows how I wonder with the Tinder Swindler as a name for the show. Did they come up with that immediately, or is that finishing touches?
I believe
Was that think that was working title, and they were like, I reckon we keep that. That's
it
pretty
was
good.
actually created by the Norwegian newspaper that first broke the story.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Because it's a fun. It's
not
fun.
the funniest answer.
No,
but
it's
the
not.
truest one.
Tinder Swindler is a silly two words together.
Tinder
I find.
Swindler.
Tinder Swindler.
Yeah, I
Um,
like it.
Yeah. Well, would you get Simon on the pod?
Who's Simon?
Lviv.
Lviv. Of course we'd get.
We'd
Simon.
get Simon on the pod.
We'd end up broke.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Somehow we'll
We
fall
could-
into his
it would be great
dark
if-
spell.
I'd like to try and get swindled by him.
Yeah.
But yeah, because he's on TikTok now, isn't he? I've seen some videos and stuff by him. But if you type in his name like on TikTok, because I did it after the watching the doc, and there's like 50 accounts of him, and they've all got loads of followers. So it's really it's
really
everyone's
hard.
obviously doing it. So I really have no idea which.
But then I followed the one that was on the doc, the exact
was there
Simon
an
Lee
exact thing?
official _ something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm vaguely fascinated. I still think, you know, I want more mass pop culture. So it was a little taste of something that people can watch, all of us. Like, you know, how we had the Tiger King and stuff.
Yeah.
But just everything's been so shit at the moment.
Yeah.
Just like collective culture-wise. That was like, I think we're settling for
Settling
much
for
worse.
some below par
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, it wasn't like great.
It was.
And even people aren't even that excited about it. It's not even like a huge. It's just like the
everyone's
only.
Like, oh
thing.
my god, did you watch that?
There's
yeah, I watched
something
that as
on.
well.
There's
Let's talk
something
about
on.
it. Yeah.
I wish there was more.
It was good. It was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
It was just because of the scale of the scams are pretty mad.
But also, to be fair, finally there's some other good shit. Louis Theroux has released his new set of documentaries, and I watched it last night about 2 a.m. after I was up late editing, and I was high watching the one about the far right, and it was blowing my mind. I was hurtling, you know. It was
Through time and space.
I was hurtling through time and space. I was the new Louis Theroux series. I think we both just watched the first one on the far right, where he was all guns blazing. I mean, that was
Theroux.
Yeah, Theroux.
I've never seen him more like argumentative.
Dude's he's undeniably the GOAT. If you understand if you
of course
the GOAT, it has to be the best at what he does. Whatever he does, unchallenged.
I'm a
Michael
big
Jordan. He's the Michael Jordan of whatever that is. That's all done.
Yeah.
And this was just sort of like.
Have you seen him in like podcasts and stuff?
Yeah.
Though? I don't really like it.
Really?
I feel really bad because I don't. I fucking love his documentaries and stuff because he's so good at putting himself into the situation.
Sure.
When I listened to him on like a podcast, I was like, can you just like shut up for a minute?
Shut up for a minute.
Yeah. He was so like, it was kind of a bit obnoxious.
Really? That's
I'm
interesting.
saying this quietly because I'm worried something's going to happen.
No, it's fine. This is a safe space.
But he was.
I sort of agree. That's why I'm.
Yeah.
But I don't think I found him obnoxious. I think I just was like, oh, this is not actually your strong suit because you're actually. He's actually very old media. And so he doesn't quite understand new media, I think, which
which is fair.
So like his podcast series on BBC Sounds was fine. He's not actually the best interviewer of that sort, unless it's coming to people who are fucking mental. Because what he is, you know, he in his book he basically said, I'm a failed
man.
I'm a failed journalist, and that's how I ended up here. But in many ways, I see him as more of a comedian. He's like a clown.
Well, it's particularly his earlier stuff.
Yeah,
weird,
he's like
weird weekends.
But
it's
like amazing.
It's a comedy show.
Yeah, and it's literally like a sort.
It's basically
it's like Sacha Baron Cohen.
Him in nipple tassels around swingers.
He has such good understanding of. But then in this one, he was more aggressive, more argumentative. I think he understood it less. Like I was speaking to a friend, and he says in the other episodes, he comes across a bit more boomery. And so I certainly feel like part of it was interesting that he was so much more aggressive to these people than he was to like the Westboro Baptist
he was
Church.
conscious of the platform he was giving them because although like his whole thing, and as documentary filmmaking should generally be, which we've kind of moved away from with stuff like the Tinder Swindler, although because he's very good at going in and like going into a situation or meeting people who are pretty radical. And that can be like people who do semi-pro wrestling or like swingers or something. And he goes in like to give them a shot, like to give them a chance to hear them out and to actually experience that situation in the episode. But I think in his head he was thinking this is way too charged to not argue against it.
It's true.
Because
this one
of the
really,
platform
it was
and like
really scary.
Because of like seeing their arguments and like because you're basically giving a platform to those arguments and they can be persuasive for some people.
He certainly
I think he felt the broadcast necessity to argue against them.
Certainly, and it was very interesting. These sort of very media literate people who are all getting their own streams. Fucking one of the most baller moments when he'd kind of pissed off one of these incels, and the guy went straight on a stream to start slagging Louis off, and Louis called up and was just carried on the argument.
I loved seeing him on like the stream. At the last bit when he's like following him around on the stream, it's mental.
But
just his face, just him standing there.
I mean, he did manage to make them all look, you know. And obviously, they're not exactly the smartest tools in the shed, but the way that
the first guy was.
No,
first guy was scary.
Scarily, he's got political talent.
Yeah,
you can tell that he's got a charisma sort of thing. Do you see the Trump isms? So
No.
whenever he was speaking, he did this.
Really?
It was all the same.
Yeah.
It was the Trump. He was going for the Trump sort of
New school
where
politician.
Trump's sort of like
No, I didn't.
miming a
Shit, yeah.
clay ball. You know how Trump does that thing
Or,
where he's
yeah.
sort of miming a small
Like in
clay ball.
Ghost, when they're doing the clay thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how Trump's. Yeah.
Or like he's trying to. What do you do that with?
Uh,
Oh my god! Do you remember that thing with your hands?
So
Do you remember that thing with your hands?
Something's cradle.
If you if you push, come here.
Oh, the air
Yeah,
thing.
no, I haven't done this.
Yeah.
No, you push against my hands for ages. Wait, keep pushing, really hard. I think no, don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. But like, you've got to keep it for 10. Push harder.
This
9.
is Trump before he goes
8.
on the stage.
Yeah, this is Trump before he goes. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah.
Feel the ball. You feel
Yeah.
the ball. How sick is that?
I love that. I know. I remember I learnt it on Brainiac. Did you get it from Brainiac?
Your face. Sorry. I learnt this on Brainiac. Did you get it from Brainiac? I think I just got it from someone else watching Brainiac.
Trump has a guy.
Trump has a guy, a handgun.
Then when he goes on, he has
Then he just feels that ball. And, and
that's why he's president.
that's why he's president.
Because you get in a Zen sort of
And
mode.
you're like, this guy must know everything.
But it was scary because I guess I thought I felt vaguely clued up with the kind of vaguely what was going on the internet, right? With the Capitol riots, QAnon, doing but I didn't really realise just how. I guess maybe it was naive, but I didn't think how extreme it actually was. I didn't think. You know, the really charismatic guy. What?
So is that lamppost fallen? Sorry, that is not usually like that, is it?
It's a bit wonky, I think.
Okay, anyway, sorry. I thought it was literally falling down on us. Yeah, the first guy.
So the charismatic politician guy who's speaking in front of huge rooms of people.
Yeah.
He said that he probably wouldn't want the women to have a right to vote.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like.
Yeah.
That's not even in the. I didn't think that was even in the discourse.
No. Well, it's obviously not. But it is. Oh my god, it is.
That was mental. When I was like, I really thought that it was just general far right. You know, keep America white, all of that stuff. I thought, okay, we've seen this kind of shit before. Women not the right to vote. That's some crazy shit. Man.
Absolutely mental.
That's not even. No one's even talking about that.
I know. It's fucking, and like the anti-Semitism in it as well was fucking was unbelievable. And like he believes like, and I think he believes, and also I think he would put into policy potentially that like you can't have mixed race families.
Yeah, and then do you see his eyes glint up when he thought of presidency when he was bringing up being a US president?
The most fascinating thing I think from that, I think what Louis was taking from it, which I think was a really good take actually, was he was talking particularly with the other guy, like the more shaggy guy,
as Alaska,
Baked
blonde hair, who annoyingly the fucking polarized glasses he used.
Oh
I'm
god,
like, is this going to be a cool mark of the fucking?
Yeah, shit. But he was bringing up about their like use of irony.
Yeah.
And and there was one point where he went to a different guy, was interviewing him, and he was saying like it was a joke. They said some abhorrent things about someone. And he was saying it's a joke, and like whenever they're pushed on like these ideas or asked about these ideas, they so like aggressively say I'm not this and not this. It's like a joke, but then they also say these ideas honestly at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like their use of irony
as a weapon.
Use of irony as a weapon because it's a way that they're
weaponized
it's
irony.
like a tactic to communicate their horrible politics, was also saying, "Oh no, it's a joke."
It's really annoying watching because I was just like, "That's exactly the kind of comedy I like."
Yeah,
is sort of ones that play the line irony. But
what anti-Jewish comedy?
That's just my bag.
Yeah, it's your bag.
Some people like
just make you laugh.
Some people like slapstick.
Some people like people falling over. Other people like cream pie in the face. I just like fucking anti-Jew stuff. It's a surprising thing for me, but
that's just my bag.
I often come up here and you would be disgusted at the stuff I'm laughing at.
That's just my lot.
That's just my bag. Right?
But it's as the kind of stuff that makes me laugh is the things on that line. But then them using similar arguments to how I would defend and using that.
It's another thing with our constant fluctuation about the free
I was the
speech
wokest
thing.
I've ever been.
For God's sake. God's sake. I was just, what are we meant to do now? I don't know, because these guys can't exist. And they can't use comedy like that because, like,
you have a guy with polarized sunglasses.
I think, but then the part of the difference is because it's so clear it's not a joke. They're not doing this at, like, there's a big difference between doing that in a sketch or a stand-up show versus a political forum.
Sure.
And they can't. You can't hide behind an irony, but the streamers can.
Yeah.
And
It's
they can hide
fascinating.
behind this irony. But the fascinating thing is just like when they get caught up on it. And it's how that irony kind of dissipates.
Thanks very much for listening. We've got an extra half an hour of this episode on Patreon, so go subscribe now or forever hold your peas. Smash any button. Smash any button. Smash all buttons all the time, constantly.
That's actually, they call the centre of the rings in a curling sheet a button.
Do they? So would you say smash the button? Smash
do.
that button. You could do
do.
it as like a G up sort of
If I
vibe
was
then,
there, if I was sweeping.
yeah. Which you're not.
By
And
the
I
way,
think it's important
curling,
that you remember
which
that.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Curling attendances and curling participation has gone off massively through the roof since the Olympics.
Is it?
Yeah, we won.
But does it-
The girls won gold and the boys won silver.
But attendance, are you saying?
People getting into curling, yeah.
Does that just happen every Winter Olympics?
We haven't got a goal for a while.
Okay.
20 years.
Oh shit! So that's some.
Yeah. So go out, go to your nearest curling rink.
And support.
Cheats.
Support. Would you like a go at curling?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I would.
Anyway, we need to go. So
I need to
we'll
work.
carry on this conversation personally. Bye.